Hey guys, in this video I'll be talking about pharmacodynamics. In my previous video I have discussed about pharmacokinetics. Under pharmacodynamics we'll see about drug actions and drug effects. So now that the drug has absorbed and distributed, it has to be eliminated from the body. So it's eliminated by two steps: metabolism and excretion. A measure of time required for elimination is called as half-life. So each and every drug has its own half-life. What is a half-life? Half-life is nothing but the time it takes for 50% of the drug to be eliminated from the body. For example, when 100 milligram of a medication is given at noon on a Monday, or of the medication that has a half-life or T-half, so half-life is also called as T-half, of 12 hours. 12 hours later at midnight on the same day, 50 milligram of the medication is still available in the bloodstream. So after 12 hours, the drug that is remaining in the body, it becomes 50 milligram. After 24 hours, it becomes 25 milligram. After 36, it becomes 12.5 milligram, and so on. So now coming to drug action. Every drug has its onset, peak and duration. So what is onset? So drug has arrived to the target spot and the concentration of the drug is enough to start a response. That's the onset of the drug. And peak, what's a peak value? The time where the drug reaches its highest concentration on the target receptor site. That's called as a peak. And then duration is how long the drug has its pharmacological effect. So the goal for medication administration is to reach the therapeutic level. What's a therapeutic level? It is a desired effect for treating a disease or a symptom. So sometimes we may also see some undesired effects which are called as side effects. So at times blood samples are drawn to determine the amount of drug that is present in the system. So if the drug level in the blood is low, that refers to no effect of the drug in the body, and if the drug level in the blood is high, it refers to toxicity. So every drug, it has to be in its therapeutic range. So now let's talk about drug toxicities. I'll discuss about few type of toxicities. So first one is ototoxicity. Ototoxicity is a type of toxicity or permanent damage of ear which causes ear poisoning. Ear poisoning may lead to temporary hearing loss, permanent hearing loss, and also loss of balance. Example, antibiotic like gentamicin can cause ototoxicity. The symptoms of ototoxicity can be hearing loss, dizziness, tinnitus, or ringing in the ear. Vertigo. We may have noticed a spinning sensation or dizziness when we rotate our head all of a sudden. So that's called as vertigo. So the next one is nephrotoxicity. Non-steroidal analgesic like ibuprofen causes nephrotoxicity or damaged kidney function. In that condition, we have to monitor blood test. So one interesting fact is that ears and kidneys are derived from the same tissue during the fetal formation. So studies have revealed that there are few similarities in the anatomical structure at ultrastructural level between ear and kidney, and also there is some similarities in their physiological mechanism of fluids and also in their electrolyte balance. So these common functions are reflected in the similar pharmacological action of certain drugs. And the next one is hepatotoxicity. So hepatotoxicity is liver damage which can be identified by jaundice. So in jaundice, yellowing of skin and eyes are seen. Example, amoxicillin, clavulanic acid, and non-steroidal analgesic like ibuprofen. So in some cases, we can also see some undesired effects produced by the drug. So those are called as side effects or adverse drug reactions. So side effects are usually mild and adverse drug reactions are serious. Example for side effects are nausea, vomiting, and constipation, diarrhea, and so on. Adverse drug reaction are usually severe, and in that condition medication should be changed in that instant because it may lead to organ failure, shock, and it may also be fatal. Example for adverse drug reactions: so anticoagulants causes bleeding, penicillin causes anaphylaxis, and paracetamol causes hepatotoxicity. The next one is idiosyncratic reactions. So it is defined as the adverse effects that can't be explained by the known mechanism of action. So the particular mechanism of action of the particular reaction is not known. So those reactions are called as idiosyncratic reactions. And the next one is allergic reaction, also called hypersensitivity. So generally seen allergic reactions are urticaria hives, that is redness and itchiness, and anaphylactic reaction is in severe condition, so that is a medical emergency. So when it is mild, the person is warned to stop the medication or not to take it again, but occasionally it can be life threatening, which can lead to respiratory distress or cardiovascular collapse. So now let's talk about few of our human body systems and the side effects that occurs in that particular system. So the first one will be central nervous system effects. So when a medication affects the central nervous system, the possible side effects are agitation, depression, delirium, confusion, decreased respiration, and coma. And the next one is liver side effects. So liver is the major organ that metabolizes medication. So there is a possibility of drug accumulation in the liver, which can lead to permanent damage of the organ. Example, acetaminophen. So acetaminophen drug, it's broken down in the liver and it creates several byproducts. So these byproducts, it gets built up in the liver, so that the pathway that eliminates these byproducts, it gets overloaded in the liver. So now the liver must use another path to remove them. So that's when a toxic compound called as NAPQI, in other terms it's N-acetyl P-benzoquinone is made, which causes the liver damage. And the next one is GI system, that is gastrointestinal system. So many medications can cause nausea and vomiting and irritation in the stomach. Sometimes it slows down the intestinal movement and causes bloating and sick to your stomach. So other symptoms include diarrhea, constipation, stomach ulcers, anorexia, and so on. The next one is urinary side effects. So example, diuretics, which is also called as water pills, it can lead to fluid and electrolyte imbalance in your body. And the last one is hematological side effects, which causes problem with the poor coagulation of blood, bleeding, clotting, immunosuppression, etc. So the side effects that are caused in hematological system are decreased RBC, decreased WBC, and decreased platelets. Decreased RBC causes anemia to the person, which leads to fatigue and weakness. If there is decreased WBC, that is white blood cells, the person become prone to infections. In case of decreased platelets, the control of bleeding, it becomes challenging. So that's all about the pharmacodynamics of drug. So if you find my video helpful, please do follow my channel. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good day.